how sales is an oxygen for any business. And we know that, marketing, as Laudis said, marketing is responsible to generate leads, but sales is responsible for closing them. And without money, you're on a way to death. So let's give a round of applause for Danna. She is just getting her microphone set up. All right. So quick question here. So who is in sales in this room? Who does sales? And are your teams all based in Riga or somewhere else? Riga based, no? Different?
Thank you. Oh, I need a clicker. Do I have a clicker? Thank you. Thank you so much. How do I make this? Next. Thanks. Hi, everyone. My name is Danna Zakai. I'm a sales trainer. I come to you from Israel, and I'm very happy to be here. This is my first time in Latvia. I'm loving it so far, and I'd like to thank TechChill for bringing me over here. I teach sales. I'm a sales teacher. I work with salespeople and sales teams on everything to do with sales. And I thought, what should I speak about today, since sales is such a big world and there's so many topics. And so I decided to speak about the reputation of sales and of salespeople. I know that there are many opinions about sales and salespeople, and many of them are not positive. I've heard people say that they had a bad interaction with salespeople, or they had a bad experience as salespeople themselves. And I teach people how to sell well, how to sell in the same way that they would like to be sold to. Because opposed to what some people think about sales, sales is all about understanding where my prospect is today and where my prospect wants to be in the future, and how am I going to get them there. And that path is the value. What they're going to get once they buy my product, my solution, is the value of my sale. And this is a good sale. Because I've heard some people say that, oh, sales is all about how much I can push and how much money I can take from you and how much I can trick you into buying something that you don't need. Well, that in fact is a very bad sale. This is a sale that you do not want to be a part of, not as a salesperson, and of course not as a customer. So when I go to start and work with a new customer, with a new company, I like to share with them my philosophy about sales, the way I think a sale should be made, and how a salesperson should be. And I call this my sales Bible. My sales Bible has 12 commandments, and I'd like to read them real quick with you. The first one is, I will always be honest and will never lie to a lead, a customer, or a colleague. I will only sell solutions that are a good fit for my clients. I will always be a good representative for my company, because I am the face of the company. Sometimes there is a 2,000 people company, and I'm the only person that the customer will know. So if they like me, they like the company. That's why it's so important how you pick your salespeople and how you train them. I will always be on time for any scheduled session with my leads or clients. This is so important, being on time. If I say that the meeting starts at 12, the meeting starts at 12:00, not at 12:01. If I scheduled a call with you, your phone will ring at 12 exactly. No matter if the person is late, I'm on time. This is how you start to establish the trust. If there is no trust, there is no sale. It's like in relationships. I will always provide excellent service to my leads, clients, and colleagues. I will always be on top of things. I will always be prepared for sessions with my leads and customers, and will always be my best self. Being my best self, being my best version, even if I have a bad day, this is not my customer's fault. I must always be the best Danna that I can be. I will never push a customer to buy before the time is right for them. Me as a customer myself, I've been pushed to buy. I know that people try to make me feel uncomfortable for not buying now, but this is not the customer's responsibility to meet the salesperson's quota. I will never oversell. And here I'd like to give you a small story. My sales career started, fortunately, with a company called LivePerson. It's important for the story. They sell chat solutions. And we sold the chat licenses or seats according to the amount of traffic, that was one of the criteria, that the company had. The more traffic they had, the more licenses they needed in order to handle the chats. And I worked from the Israel office, of course, and then I had to go to a conference in New York, and so I worked from the New York office, where no one knew me, but I was working from the open space, and I was working. And I spoke to one of my leads. I started speaking to him when I was in Israel, and then when I was in New York, I called him and he said, Danna, good news, we are ready to buy. I said, great, Stephen. I even remember his name. He said, yeah, we're ready to buy 25 licenses. I said, but you do not need 25 licenses. You only need 3. He said, what do you mean? I have approval from my CEO for 25 licenses. I said, but you do not need. You only need 3. And I can sell you 3 licenses. This is exactly what you need in order to succeed. He said, but Danna, I need 25 licenses. Now, everyone in the office who didn't know me was listening to this call, and they probably thought, who's this crazy woman not taking this very big sale? And so I told him, listen, Stephen, I want to explain to you why I'm not going to sell you 25 licenses. If you buy 25 licenses, you are going to hire 25 chat operators. And then you're going to train 25 chat operators, and you're going to pay 25 salaries. And after a couple of days, you will see that you have 25 bored chat operators, and you will need to fire them. And then they will be upset, your CEO will be upset, and you will be upset. And this will be a big failure. And I want you to succeed. And that's why I'm going to sell you 3 licenses. I'm a salesperson, of course I want to sell. Let's talk in a couple of months after you buy this and see how things go. If you have more traffic, you buy more, of course. But I need you to succeed. I need to sell you the right solution. Okay? And he bought 3 licenses. And he was a loyal customer. And he then increased his account because they indeed increased their traffic. And this is a good sale. Now, especially for startups, I'm sure that you know that one of the criteria that investors look at is cancellation rate. And for startups, it's mostly better not to sell than to sell and then have that sell canceled, because investors really look at that. So always make sure to never oversell and to always make sure that it's a good fit for your customer, because this is really what a sell is. It's a solution to a problem, and it has to be a good fit. Let's continue. I will never take a lead or a sale that is not mine. I'm sure if there are salespeople here who work in a sales team, know what I'm talking about here, because sometimes salespeople steal from one another. They take leads, they take sales from one another. I can tell you from my experience, karma will find you. So it's really worth it to be an honest person and a salesperson. It will pay off. I will never underestimate my leads or clients' intelligence. I will never waste my company's resources or my leads or clients' time. So this is like a contract between me and my customers. This is how we agree on selling. And this is how I advise everyone to sell. Now, I was very fortunate. I found my biggest passion in sales. I honestly never thought I would be in sales, because I thought the same negative things about sales and salespeople before. But luckily, I had a good friend who told me very good things about the company, and that's how I started. But I see many people who are not as fortunate, and they had a very negative experience as salespeople. And throughout the years, I see that these are the most important things, in my opinion, that need to happen in order for a salesperson to succeed and to be happy at his job. Because sales is so much more than a job. It's a way of life, it's ecstasy, it's fun. I remember standing at a trade show thinking to myself, I cannot believe they're paying me to do this. I'm having the best time of my life. I would never want to do anything else right now. So, these are the things I think are important. The most important is the product, in my opinion. Do you like the product? Do you understand it? Do you get it? Do you believe in it? Do you think you will enjoy selling it? And also, does this product work? Because I've seen some products that simply do not do what they're supposed to be doing. So, download a free trial. Speak to customers who use this product. See, is this a good product? Is this a product that you will be proud to sell? The DNA of the company. Very important, right? Because we spend so much time at work. It might as well be a place that you feel like home. Will you be a good part of the company? Sometimes it's hard to know because you don't know. So you can ask around and most of all, feel the vibe. Does this feel like a place you will enjoy coming to almost every day? Management. I think that salespeople, in a way, sell for their sales manager. So I think there should be a very good relationship between you and your manager. I really liked most of my manager. I think that I was a good manager. I had a very good relationship with my team. And I would check things from the beginning. I wouldn't be shy. For example, if you're a person who cannot be micromanaged, then it's worth checking. It's worth checking who is your manager. And I would even say it. I say, I cannot be micromanaged. How are you planning to manage me? And if there is a mismatch, you might want to consider not to take the position, because if you are micromanaged and you cannot be micromanaged, then you will be belittled. And I think a salesperson should be big, empowered, and strong, and free. Training. Will I get the training that I need in order to succeed? Will I have the skills? Will I be able to learn what I need, the support, the people who will help me in order to succeed in what I do? Goals and compensation, that's a big topic, but let's make it short. I would ask, what are my goals? And are there people who meet those goals on my team? Because goals should be challenging yet achievable, okay? Otherwise it's not motivating enough, or it's too depressing. If I can't reach it, then I might as well not try. So I would ask about the goals, and I would also ask, what is the compensation plan? A compensation plan should be easy to understand, okay? Now, me, I like getting commission. I liked knowing exactly how much I get for every sale. I liked being compensated directly for every sale that I make. I know companies who give a fixed salary for their sales team, and it works very well for them. You need to know who you are and what is a good fit for you. Lead status. Again, this is something that I think you should ask in the interview. Do I have leads? How many leads will I have? What's the quality of those leads? Can I reach my goals with those leads? Sometimes I can tell you, you will come to a situation in a company that there are no leads. And you need to do the cold calling yourself. You need to generate those leads. So that's one job called SDR, Sales Development Representative. Those are the people who pick up the phone 100 to 150 times a day, getting people to schedule a demo, a call, a meeting with a salesperson. Then you will need to do the sales process itself. And in some cases, you will also need to do the account management or post-sale or success management, meaning you will need to take care of your accounts after they sign up. So that means you'll be doing 3 jobs under one. I say it's like a Kinder chocolate, but in a bad way. And I think if someone is doing that, in a way, they're setting themselves up for a failure. Unless it's something that works for you. You need to set the expectations before you start working. And the last, and very important, is the service. I am very sensitive to good service. I love receiving good service, and I love giving good service. And I want my customers to get excellent service. In some companies, I'm sure you know it, people are scared. Wait, once I pay, will you still remember me, or will you desert me? For me, if I know that my customers are not getting good service, it will really damage my confidence and my motivation to sell, because if you have moral and conscience, you want your customers to be taken care of because you want to do something good. So make sure that they're getting good service. Ask, what kind of service do we provide? So that is it. That's what I wanted to share with you. And if you are a salesperson looking for your next sales position and you have all these checked, I think you're good to go. If you are a sales manager looking to hire a salesperson, I would check with them very openly. It's better to know now than later for both sides, because this is also a sale, and it also needs to be a good sale. Do I provide all these elements for this potential salesperson of mine? And if you do, then you're lucky, you're fortunate, because you might be getting the job, your dream job. So thank you very much, people. This was lovely speaking with you. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and I'm here for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Danna. Don't go away. We still have a couple of minutes for questions, if there are any.
Sure.
Are there any questions in the audience? Please put your hand up and I'll bring you a mic. A question somewhere? Yes, amazing. Okay, so we'll take this mic.
Hi, thank you so far for everything. It was very useful. On the checklist of those 7 things, where would you put the question about the personal development, especially in sales, startup-ish companies, when people not really clear if they want to be in sales and they don't know if it's a sales development representative position I want to take. I just want to do something about sales. I want to grow. And it's not about training for selling specifics, but training about being a salesperson. So training personal growth.
Are you asking me, if I just want, first of all, if someone just wants to be in sales, that's already great news. Are you asking?
Maybe relating with the previous presentation, if you heard hiring somebody with the qualities who is probably not having the career development set in place. And I have heard a lot of potential salespeople asking, what will you as a manager do for me for personal growth? It's not about training for the sales itself, so personal growth aspect.
Well, first I'd like to say something about hiring salespeople. Many companies are looking for salespeople with specific experience, either in SaaS or in B2B or in small business, mid-size, enterprise, and so on. I think the most important thing when you hire someone is the personality. If this person has the energy, and are they going to work well, and are they going to be, like he said, coachable. So that's the most important thing. Then, how to develop. I can tell you honestly that I was always, I was a salesperson for 9 years, and then I was a sales manager and still sold for the last year. And I never wanted to be a manager. I always just wanted to sell. This came as something very organic, being a manager for me. So for every person, it's something different. Some people, all they want to do is manage, and the title is very important, that I can understand that. But I think it's very individual. I think every person should know what they want to do. The almost natural thing is for a salesperson to then become a sales manager, and then a director and a VP of sales, maybe open a company of their own. So I think it's a very personal choice.
All right. Now, thank you very much. Give a wonderful round of applause.